You know, when he was in the...
Anytime you can get a fonted reference in.
It's a Brad Sweet, you know, like the 49. That looks like the 9 on the Brad Sweet car.
I like it.
Hey, the Big Cat running the Chili Bowl this week, too.
Some bad luck the other night.
That Chili Bowl's been good, man. Really good.
Larson's going to be hard to handle tomorrow night, so.
How about Seabell? Seabell all smile. Third place, so he didn't make it in, but I mean, all smiles last night. That was a really
Thank you,
good
Joe
finish.
Gibbs, for letting him race, right? Is
Absolutely.
what he said, right? All right, so Chester still the quickest over Colby Quick. Here comes the 9. That'll be Cass Fowler out of Woodstock, Georgia. He should be up next. Then we will have...
Let's see.
Should be, and again, they're out of order here a little bit.
The 40, what is that? Something 3. 13, 43, you got some of the 3 on 13R. Is that Devin Rooks?
Devin Rooks, he is out of Hortense. Is it Hortense?
Yes.
Hortense, Georgia.
Yes, not past tense, Hortense.
And what about Brody Smith? Brother to Brendan Smith.
Nope, not yet. I think that's Caleb.
Well, there's Cass
Gay.
Fowler. Do we have a lap on Cass?
I think that is Caleb Gay in that 3. Cass Fowler, good lap, 5th quick. Devin Rooks going to be 8th fastest. And let's see
Matt Miller.
First lap time on the Rick DeLong number 3, and that one is not picking up on the transponder.
Caleb Gay out of...
We saw Bruce Collins Jr. earlier, so I think that might be Caleb Gay out there in that number 3. Rooks 8th fastest. And that 3, the transponder is not picking up. So Cass Fowler jumps up to 4th. Dustin Watkins 3rd. Colby Quick 2nd. They're all still chasing Chester right now with a 16.466. Dwayne Keith is going to have to split his paycheck with us tonight, by the way.
Right. Matt Miller, by the way, full-time and a modified in 2025, you tell me.
Is he back in the 70 3 car or whatever it is?
Well, was it the Todd Sherman?
Oh my, the Sherman Enterprises
Churubusco, Indiana driver. There's the 4 car coming up next. Is that Derek Stanley?
That is the Terminal Maintenance and Construction Atlanta Heating and Cooling sponsored number 4. I recognize those sponsors. I recognize those logos. World famous.
That's the only 4 I've got
Cadillac
left
Ranch
is Derek Stanley. Sop Choppy, Florida.
From where? Sloppy Hall.
Should be Wyatt Coffee out of Waynesboro,
Yes.
Virginia, in the 2.
Brody Smith, Brendan's brother, in the 17.
Brody Smith, right. Sop Choppy, Florida. Dead serious.
Is Sloppy Hog still racing? Right, that was his name. That was Sloppy, H-O-G-G, right? Sloppy Hog. Wyatt Coffee, good lap, James, 2nd quick. Brody Smith going to be 9th fastest. Actually, Wyatt Coffee ties Colby Quick. I don't know what the track rules are, but most tracks and series, he would default to Colby Quick since Quick was the first driver out. Brody Smith is going to be back in 9th, and Wyatt Coffee breaks the tie and jumps into sole possession of 2nd, and I believe that the driver of the number 4 also with a transponder issue, as it is not picking up on the electronic timing and scoring.
What was Jim Dandy's real name, right? Remember Jim Dandy?
Yeah, man, I used to know that too, from up there in my neck of the woods.
Yep.
Golly, my social's gonna blow up on this because
it was
Alan Dillinger.
Alan Dillinger, that's right.
I was going to guess Sloppy Hog was his real name. But.
Yep, thank you, Adam Martz, for that.
Ben, do you know where Sop Choppy, Florida is?
I do not.
Okay, I don't
Do you?
No.
Punch it in the Google.
Never even been
Punch
to
it in.
Florida. No, I'm just
Punch it
kidding.
in.
Okay, we should have the 14 car there.
Now, wait a minute. I thought we were almost done. We
still got
8
some
more guys.
Brad Kitchen.
Not Bobby Kitchen from Columbus, Ohio.
This is
former Midway
KINCHEN
Speedway track
Kitchen,
champion.
Brunswick, Georgia, the 14T car.
You guys are like Laurel and Hardy do 602 qualifying up there. This is fun.
Oh, it's Kinchin, like your kinfolk.
Kinchin.
Kinchin, yeah, not like kitchen.
No. All right, we've got...
All right, so you got Kinchin in the...
do we have 12? We have a 12 car.
Yes.
We got
we got
377, which is Joshua Nelms. He's out of...
Yes.
He's out of Georgia.
Ellabelle,
Georgia.
Ellabelle, you sit
With a
beside me in school. Ellabelle Marie. She's a sweetheart,
At Union
too.
Local High School.
Brad Kinchin is 13th quick. Joshua Nelms out of Ellabelle is 20th quick.
48.
And that's Brody Yarber. I know who that is. He is 18th fastest.
He's out of Paducah, Kentucky.
17990. Kinchin is 10th fastest, best lap 17403.
Do you have
Joshua
Paducah, Kentucky
Nelms
on your resume for race directing?
Yes, I do. 20th quick for Joshua Nelms, 18143, and Brody Yarborough is going to be 18th quick with a 17990. Yes, I did race direct a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series race there at
It's just
at
a
one
piece
point
of
in time.
plastic. Bob Sargent.
That was also a different time. That was Paducah was the site of the infamous Rick Schwally telling me, yeah, well, you know, why don't we just ride down together? I'll split the driving with you. And we split it. He drove all the way there, and I drove us all the way back, and we got back to Cincinnati, Ohio at about 6:30 in the morning. There's your 12.
There's Stephen Bryant. He's out of Moultrie, Georgia.
Yeah, not Stephen Roberts.
Now, he is here. The
Yes, he is.
fastest honeybee is here. Pearson called him the bee sting. Stephen Roberts. Is the bee sting here? I go, yeah, he's here. He is here. And we got 28.
No, that's a 22. But
Oh,
close.
that's Dylan Dunn.
That is Dylan Dunn. The
He's out of
Clara
Citrus Springs, Florida, in the
Yes.
22.
Close. And Landon Matthews, I know the 13.
Landon Matthews is out of Dublin, Georgia.
Stephen Bryant going to be 13th fastest on lap 1, 17608. 22, my watch is just buzzing like crazy right now. Y'all are going to have to wait too long after the race is 23rd. Landon Matthews goes 7th quick, 17172 for the 13. Stephen Bryant, second lap, a little better, 12th quick, 17429. The Citrus Springs, Florida driver, Dylan Dunn, 22nd, 18116. And Landon Matthews lays down a good lap. James, he'll be fourth fastest with a 16908. Colby Quick is third. Wyatt Coffey is second. Chester still atop the leaderboard with a 16466.
You remember Dan Sturgeon, obviously. The
Absolutely.
supercar. He messaged me and said that he was here helping Dan Schleeper. I don't know if he was helping. Yeah, he was working with Schleeper.
Okay.
Dan Sleeper in 2007 down the back straightaway was clocked at 149.
That seems fast.
MPH.
That's about what you were clocked at driving my old Pontiac Vibe, driving through Atlanta that time,
Yep.
too, when you got us pulled over.
Downtown Atlanta.
Well, the 3 is back out after not getting a lap earlier because the transponder didn't work. So let's see. Yep, that's Philip Pittman. So that
Should have Dylan. Let's see. There's Dylan Stanley. Easley, South Carolina in 15. And should we have Scott Waters?
It is Scott Waters, yep.
He's out of Waycross, Georgia in the
Yes.
5W.
So, first lap time going to go up on the 3 of Philip Pittman, 15th fastest. Oh, Stanley Cup gets a little too high down in turn number 4, 27th quick, and Scott Waters goes 13th fastest on lap number 1. Lap 2 going to be all right over there. Lap 2 going to go up on the board for the driver of the number 3, Philip Pittman. Better lap, 11th fastest, 17,335. And the 5 comes around. Scott Waters is 8th fastest. Good lap for him, 17174. And Stanley's best lap time, James, is 24th fastest, 18114. 28 drivers have attempted a lap. Chester is still the Pied Piper ahead of the pack with a 16466. If you're just tuning in to FloRacing,
Welcome.
this is 602 Crate Late Model Hot Lap Qualify. There's no hot laps about it. They're not even getting a practice lap. They are.
I like
they're
it. I
rolling
like
the
it.
green.
Qualifying
I'm
hot laps
all
at the
about
same
it.
time. We have 31 entries for the 602s.
So this should be it. This should be the last 3. Last 2. Thank you, Bob.
23.
Last 2. Okay, so we got the last 2.
This is Barry Lee Cox, I believe. He was supposed to come out 5th, but he's going to come out. He's out of Waycross, Georgia in the 23. Barry Lee Cox. And we got, that's...
Oh, the 4. Oh, my. They're racing. What is
So this is the
right
4. Is this the 4W?
This is missing data on my entry list.
Data.
All right, so coming around to complete lap number 1, white flag is out. And missing data, 18th quick on lap number 1. And Barry Lee does not, transponder not working, I don't believe, on the Barry Lee Cox entry. All right, well, the maybe that's Scott Smith in the Terminal Maintenance and Construction Atlanta
Scott
Heating and
with
Cooling,
T.
world-famous Cadillac Ranch sponsored number 4, 12th quick, 17.321. And, oh, my, that's it. Just whip that thing right there into the pit area.
Oh.
I think
we
that's
need
it.
to check a transponder, they said.
Of course
so,
we do.
Yeah.
Of course we do.
I think that's it. I think.
All right, well,
Third draft hot laps coming up for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
and they're lined up. I can see them back there.
So Chester, was he the quickest of them
He
all?
was, yep, 16466. Wyatt Coffey, second quick in 602s with a 16772. Colby Quick, third quick. That makes him Colby third quick with a 16899. Landon Matthews fourth. Dustin Watkins fifth. Cass Fowler sixth. Braden Johnson seventh. Scott Waters eighth. Donnie Bazemore Jr. ninth. And Kerry King will round out the top 10.
Hey, we want to send our thoughts and prayers to the Hartman family, to Bart and his mom, and losing Brett. Of course, you know, those BAH racing engines that Bart drove for many years, and then
It was his brother Brett.
his brother Brett Hartman passing away a few weeks ago. So our thoughts and prayers with Bart. Bart's a great guy.
Yes, he
And,
is.
he might be watching. He might not be. I'm not sure. But anyway,
I have not seen
how
Bart in a
about
long
our
time.
new T-shirt, souvenir T-shirt?
Mark of Valor?
Mark of Valor,
Yep.
Tanner Wilson. Stop back there. Pick yourself up some of the new Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series race wear. I think Dale Robinson is working.
He is. He is. He
There
will
you
be
go.
managing that trailer all year. I stopped down there, and much like I do with the FloRacing merchandise, I stopped down to the Mark of Valor trailer and got myself some good-looking Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing merchandise. The new logo. I got a hoodie that they're selling down there, and I'm not making this up, man. It looks like one of the crew hoodies. I mean, it looks like something that the staff would wear in an event. Great looking stuff. Great looking stuff. If you're here on the grounds, I would highly encourage you to stop down there and get some stuff. It's clean looking. It's simple. It's right in my wheelhouse. And I got a feeling, man. I got a feeling that they're gonna start selling out of some of that stuff pretty quick down here at Speed Week. So
Yeah, and all the new T-shirts for the drivers, of course, they're all set up back here as well. And they'll be with us through Speed Weeks. Again, the 5 best finishes in the races that pay $10K or more to win. That'll count towards the Speed Weeks, and then we'll be off for about a month and then head to Atomic and Brownstown in March,
yes.
which is going to be on March 21st
Oh,
and 22nd.
There it is. The hoodie that I bought earlier. That's it. I'm gonna
Very
wear.
nice.
I'm gonna wear that on the air one night at Speed Weeks or more. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I like it a lot. You talked about that. Another thing, too, a slightly different rule change this year. You and I and Ben Shelton were talking to Rick Schwally earlier. A change that I truly believe is for the positive, not just for the series, but for the sport, in emergency provisionals. Drivers will get 2 emergency provisionals for Speed Weeks. If they use them, or if they use both, they're done. They don't have any more emergency provisionals in Speed Weeks. If they don't use them, they do not roll over. And then for an entire season, a driver gets 4 emergency provisionals, and that's it. No more using up, double digits or anything like that. You get 4 emergency provisionals for the entire season after Speed Weeks. And that's it. So again, 2 for Speed Weeks. Once you use those, they're done. If you don't use your 2 emergency provisionals, they do not roll over. When the quote-unquote regular season starts, James, after Speed Weeks, each driver gets 4 emergency provisionals for the entire season. And once they are gone, they're gone.
And we had
I think that's a positive change for the series.
Right, and you had 17 drivers, or race teams and drivers, perfect attendance a year ago. So you say, well, how does it work with Brandon Shepherd? You got to remember that because he's back full-time with the Lucas Oil Series.
That's a good question.
He will be 18th.
Oh.
So if he has to have a provisional, he would be 18th in line, is how that works.
Okay,
So,
that's a good question I had not thought of.
so we used last year's points through, for provisionals through the end of Speed Weeks, as we customarily do. How about Chris Madden? I talked to GR earlier. He's going to run a lot of Lucas races this year, a lot of the big paying races.
Okay.
Not going to be full-time doing any series or anything like that, but Chris Madden, 44, always solid here at Golden Isles, DJ.
Yeah, very, very good. Chris Madden, glad to see him out there in the Gambler Transport, Brickhouse Tavern, Victory Circle Auto Sales, Henderson Amusement, Millwood Plumbing, VP Racing Fuel sponsored 44. Behind him, the former World of Outlaws champ in the Clements-powered Capital race car. Now it's a Capital for Dennis Erb Jr., the Vomac Truck Sales, McBride Mac, Kaiser Manufacturing, PFC Performance, JRI Shocks, VP Racing Fuels, Dundee Heating and Air sponsored number 28.
Yeah, I saw Shane Clanton earlier, so there, see what happens with that conglomeration there. So Chris Madden there, always, as we mentioned, he has 18 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. There's Dennis Erb Jr. Dennis Erb Jr., 9 career victories with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, but it's been a while since he's been to victory lane. See what happens if that changes here tonight in that brand new Capital race cars. There's Spencer Hughes. Now, Spencer Hughes has all of the Lucas Oil races through Brownstown on his schedule. So will he return to the series this year? We'll find out how that goes. In the JCM Motorsports, Colton Miller, 19M Clyburn Tank Lines. And he's added some new sponsors as well for this year.
Lone Star Super Gas.
Lone Star Super Gas, Yellow Hammer Construction, of course, Neon Bubbles back as well.
Absolutely. A few of the other drivers on the track. We'll try to run through them quickly here for you. Let's see who else is out there. Becca Malone, the 13-year-old, and the 23. Boone Briggs and the 99B there on your screen. I think I see Hayden Cowan. Yep, that is Hayden Cowan back there behind him. Tyler Bruning in the 16. Jackson Heiss in the 388, the defending Hunt the Front Rookie of the Year. Ethan Dodson in the 74X, and boy, it's going to take a minute to get used to the driver coming out of turn 2 down the back straightaway in a black race car. The 49 is going to be Superman Jonathan Davenport. 5-time World 100 champ. That's Tyler Bruning on your screen. Davenport in the black car.
Jimmy Owens.
Jimmy Owens out there. Missed him. Davenport's quickest with a 1:5.182. Jimmy Owens second quick, 1:5.329, and Dennis Erb Jr. third quick with a 1:5.424. There's Davenport flashing by your screen on the speed cam.
Jonathan Davenport, second all-time winningest driver with 83 victories. Jimmy Owens has 82, and they only trail Scott Bloomquist, who had 94. Well, there's a driver. He's looking for his first Lucas Oil title this year, the Longhorn Factory car, the Napa Auto Parts entry. That'll be Brandon Overton. Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia. 18 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. In car 76. Behind him in the 2 car, he changed the number. It's still owned by Dave Stein. It'll be Cody Overton. Cody Overton, brother to Brandon Overton, in the 2 car, the Budweiser entry. He is out of Thompson, Georgia.
Yeah, still Dave Stein, the owner of that. A Longhorn this year for Cody Overton. Hey, welcome back, Daniel Hilsebeck. Good to see the Earlham, Iowa driver, the 34-year-old back with us. The 22 Enterprises, Banning Chiropractic, Big Deal Car Care, Hilsebeck Farms, sponsored number 22, Lucas Oil there on the spoiler of that entry. And behind him is going to be the big perm, Dalton Wilson, the 18D. Now, he's one of those guys, signed an agreement with the Outlaws, said, we're going to see how things shake out, though. You know, there's some incentives to sign up for each series and things like that beforehand. But he said, we're going to see how things shake out. So, no real commitments this time. There's the 93, the Hoopaw Grading Company Paylor Motorsports entry for Lincolnton, North Carolina's Carson Ferguson, Copeland Farms Racing, coming on board with Seaferg this year. There's the 7 behind him, Ross Robinson, back again in 2025. The Dutch Star Motorsports, Ken Adams owned number 7, his wife Amanda, and Rick Eckert back turning wrenches on that number 7 here at Speed Weeks. And there's the defending series champ straight out of Tulsa. He's going to fly back there either late tonight or early tomorrow morning out of Chandler, Arizona. Ricky Thornton Jr. and James. There is one of our O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year candidates out of Lakeshore, Minnesota. Dan Ebert, a Durham-powered rocket chassis for the Collins Brothers Towing, MTH, Amsoil, Shaw Trucking, Woody's Racing, Country Pride Excavating car of Dan Ebert.
And the SSI Motorsports Big River Steel Wheeler Medal 71. That'll be the driver, the one here opening night a year ago. That'll be Hudson O'Neill. the 2022 champion out of Martinsville, Indiana, Ben Shelton.
Well, talk about playing the rain game one way or the other. Ricky Thornton Jr. told me he's going to head to the airport tomorrow and wait to the last possible minute to see if he gets on the plane or comes back out here to race. As if you've seen it, the forecast has been all over the place. I think we got a shot to get this one in tomorrow, and so Thornton's going to head to the airport, see how it plays out, and either stay here or get back on Tulsa time. But decisions in Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series competition.
Ben, is he in a?
Yes, I can't read.
C-main.
It's like
He's at a C-main.
Oh, is he in a C?
Yeah,
that's a little farther up than I thought. Well, that's good. There's Jack Riggs on the racetrack out of Nolensville, Tennessee. Ben and I just saw him. The Wild West Shootout last week in that Riggs Fiber, not Riggs Fire, the Riggs Fiber. Dude White's Longhorn, Heartbeat Hot Sauce also on the side of the 81J for Jack Riggs.
How about Levi Yetter?
Cabot, Pennsylvania.
In the 9 car, 7th, and I believe was 7th in Lernerville points last year.
Yes, he was. Good
Is he a
job.
possibility to run for Rookie of the Year this year out of Cabot, Pennsylvania? Good to have him down here with us. The John's Towing entry.
Former Marion Center Speedway track champion. Actually, that's where he had one win last year, and that was at Marion Center. There's Drake Troutman out of Heinemann, Pennsylvania, the 19-year-old defending series Rookie of the Year in that G.R. Smith-owned Victory Circle Auto Sales, Gambler Transport, Brickhouse Tavern sponsored 22 star. And there's Trey Mills. Now that's going to be the Brandon Caddo-owned car for Speed Week. Speed Weeks only. He'll be back behind the wheel of his own entry for the rest of the season. 6th in the Hunt the Front points last year. The 16-year-old Trey Mills. Again, that Brandon Caddo Motorsports. It's a custom-powered Longhorn race car for Trey Mills.
There's the 2022 Dirt Track World Champion, the Terminal Maintenance and Construction, Atlanta Paving. That'll be, that's Smith, Brendan Smith.
Well, no, they showed Garrett Smith before that. Yeah, you're right. Good job.
So he's out there. Also, there'll be the 17SS, Brandon Smith out of Dade City, Florida. Seth Zacharias out of Estill, New York, the 17Z. Mark Whitener, the 5, the Magic Man, the Jet Concrete Works entry out of Middleburg, Florida. And Corey Lawler, and he is out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, the 93. How about Kyle Bronson in the 40B? Bronson right now 4th, but Garrett Smith quickest.
How about Levi Yetter 2nd quick and Jack Riggs 3rd quick in this session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps? Good stuff right there. There's Garrett Smith. Talked to him literally minutes before we went on the air this evening. Good to see him back with us. He's going to see how things shake out here after Speed Weeks. And we have got one more session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, James. It's going to be making its way to the track here momentarily.
44 cars in here tonight. We'll divide them into 4 heat races, Group A and Group B. And so 22 in each group. There's the 6 car. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year runner-up in the Wilkerson Farm 6. That'll be Clay Harris. Clay Harris in the Ken Harris number 6 out of Jupiter, Florida. Brian Green turning the wrenches on that car. And in the 111, 2 years ago, he was the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. The 111, the Brad Spochas Centerline Motorsports car. Creekside Auto Sales, that'll be Max Blair. Max Blair, his dad, Robbie, and Kayla McManus turning the wrenches on the 111.
Back, that's right. Behind them is going to be, there's the 51 of Chad Tootin. The Blackshear George driver, the Boswell Oil Company, Pierce Industrial Tire, Innovative Land Solutions sponsored rocket chassis for Chad Tootin. There's Garrett Alberson, already a win under his belt this year. The Romer Machine and Welding, Low Voltage Solutions, Build Sports Shop, Messiah Valley Transportation, Titan Racing Products, Sunoco Race Fuels, Lucas Oil, Dickey's Doghouse on there this year, James, as well as Cheap Cars. For the driver that was 6th in last year's series point standings. There's Brian Shirley. Good year for him last year. 9 wins for the driver of the Bob Collin Racing, Thomason Express, Hooker Trucking, J&J Ventures Gaming, Allgaier Performance. 3S of Brian Shirley. And talk about good years 1 year ago. How about the driver of the Double Down Motorsports number 99, Devin Moran? And that Roger Sellers, Smoky Mountain Speedway, Lazy Days RVs, Big River Steel sponsored entry. Donald McIntosh talking about maybe, he said, had bad luck last year after Speed Weeks, talking about maybe doing that Lucas Oil Rookie of the Year chase again in 2025. The Dawsonville, Georgia driver, 3-time Spring Nationals champ, former Southern Nationals champion. Dawsonville, Georgia's Donald McIntosh, 2-time winner last year in the Billy Hicks Racing entry. There's a former IMCA modified standout out of Sun River, Montana. The 09's Michael Leach, 3 wins last year. They all came in an open modified, though, at East Bay Raceway Park and Volusia Speedway. And how about that, James? driving for Boone Briggs this year in the tribute to his father with the number 9 on the side. It's going to be T-Mac Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. In the XS Storage Dave Warren Power Sports sponsored car, there's the one of Turbo Tyler Erb, the 27-year-old out of New Waverly, Texas. 19 wins last year for the driver of the Best Performance Motorsports number 1. And the Reaper Ryan Gustin also out there on the track in that hot lap session. In the Wells & Sons Motorsports, Todd Cooney Racing sponsored number 19R. And Brian Shirley, the fastest driver in that wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, James, with a 1:4.924. And that's going to put a wrap on Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Quick turnaround before we get underway with All-Star Performance Time Trials. Don't go anywhere. You're either on the grounds or you're watching us live. This is FloRacing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to night number 1 of the Super Bowl of racing here at Golden Isles Speedway, as we are just outside Brunswick, Georgia. Dustin Jarrett and James Essex on the call. Ben Shelton in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. And we have got the first group of drivers lined up and ready to go, James, with all-star performance time trials. Field split in half. First half of the field qualifies against each other. That'll be Group A. We'll wipe the slate clean. The second half of the field will then qualify against themselves, and that will be Group B and all-star performance time trials once again here in 2025.
Well, Chris,
you're on.
Smokey Madden will be coming up first in car 44, the G.R. Smith entry. Madden always tough here at Golden Isles. In his career, he has 18 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series wins. He is in the Victory Circle Auto Sales, Brickhouse Tavern, Millwood Plumbing, Henderson Amusement, Gambler Transport, VP Fuels, Longhorn Cornet. How about the crew chief on this car this weekend, Tommy Greco?
Oh,
there's a name out of the past for you. Tommy
that?
Greco working on that one. And it'll be Jimmy Owens, 4-time Lucas Oil champion, 82 career wins. The Bobby and Jessica Kohler Elite Ready Mix, Reese Monty McKeppa, the Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Redline Oil, Capital Electric, Capital Waste, Boom Test, Well Service, Rocket Vic Hill, Kurt Owens, his brother, crew chief. Lola Jeff Strope also on the team of the 28 car. That's going to be Dennis Herb Jr. Dennis Herb Jr. in his career, 9 career wins in the Lucas Oil Series. Headline the crew chief of the Capital Clements, McBride Mac, Vomac Truck Sales, JRI Shocks, Performance Rod and Custom, VP Fuels, number 28.
You did good. You got them all.
Go right ahead, sir.
All right, well, as soon as they pop up in front of me, I will do that for you. Jimmy Owens, Chris Madden, Dennis Herbs, how they're going to shake out after lap number 1, 1:5.265. That fastest lap for Owens. Madden's got a good lap. It looks like off corner 4. It's better, but not good enough. 15.351. Jimmy Owens, 14.982. And Dennis Herb will jump up to second quick with a 1.5324 after 3 drivers. The bar has been set by the 4-time series champ Jimmy Owens with a 1.4.982.
Add cheap cars onto the back of that 20. Up next to be the 49 car. 3-time series champion. 83 career wins. It'll be Jonathan Davenport, that new look this year, the 49 car. Out of Blairsville, Georgia, the Lancet are the Landers, Double O Motorsports, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Dynagrow Seed, ASC Warranty, Mark Merton out of Buddy Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Corey Fosfet returns to the crew chief of that Longhorn Cornet tonight. Then last year's Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series Rookie of the Year. And problems at turn 4, and we're going to have to go under a Coleman Farms caution. That'll be Jackson Heiss, who's on the track over there in turn 3. He's out of Ocala, Florida. He's in the Quality Service Roofing, Triple Crown Trailers, Down to Earth Trailers, Herbert Graphics, Black Diamond, Clements, Jason Fitzgerald, the crew chief on that car.
And obviously you see there the left rear wheel off the 99B of Boom Briggs. As yeah, and you can see where he came down the racetrack right there. Is that thing? I don't know if the lug nuts weren't tight or exactly what happened, but that wheel, I thought it was going out of the park, not the car, the wheel, and it in fact did not.
Boom in that Briggs Transport, Dustin Excess Storage, Corey Rubber Corporation, Stanton Mobile Home Sales, Meridian Hardwoods, Tucker Drums, Dave Warren Power Sports.
Found it.
On Time Body Graphics, Brenda's Place.
There it is.
Rocket Clements.
Ben Shelton, why don't you go over there and if you lift the back of that race car up, they can get the lugs tight, and Boom will be able to qualify.
Maybe if Don Hammer or Vic Hill were here to get a little bit of it, I could get the rest. But by myself, I can't do it. Hey, guys, worth noting, we talked about Jimmy Owens, the 14.9 bracket. I've got Brandon Overton, 14.798 is the track record.
Ooh.
January 28th, 2023. I'm saying there's a chance. Could there be a chance?
All right.
You need all 4 wheels on there, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And if you lose one of those, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the speed shot here on our instant replay and see. Might just be the tail end of it. Keep an eye on the right side of your screen. It's already off the car right there. Boy, tough break for Boom, as he is not going to get a qualifying lap, at least with his group. And the driver of the Excess Storage, Dave Warren Power Sports, Corey Rubber Corporation 99B, is going to get towed off the racetrack. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Ben?
Hey guys, how about new marketing partner? Well, familiar name in a new place. Our first Coltman Farms Racing caution flag of the season.
Yeah, there you go. And I think that just happened.
This afternoon, yeah.
Pretty recently.
We gave him a courtesy caution in the 602 qualifying.
So that's right. That's right. So, and funny you mentioned that.
Courtesy
So
caution.
Dave Warren Power Sports, of course, a longtime marketing partner with Boom Briggs, and he's with McCready this year as well. Dave Warren Power Sports staying on board, partnering with the Lucas Series, just not the caution flag this year. Do want to let folks know that they're going to be giving a pit bike away this year. Dave Warren Power Sports is to the series champion, the Rookie of the Year, and a lucky fan at Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship at Eldora Speedway the 3rd week of October. So thank you, Dave. We appreciate you coming back on board and partnering with us here in 2025. Looking forward to seeing Dave at a few races here this upcoming season.
Well, you know he'll be at Lernerville.
He'll be at Lernerville, probably see him at Pittsburgh.
Sure. We thank you for what he does. So Boom Briggs on the hook. So right now it'll be Jonathan Davenport, Jackson Heiss. They have yet to get a lap in the books. Jackson Heiss, how about last year? He was the Hunt to Front Super Dirt Series Rookie of the Year in that 388 car. He's out of Ocala, Florida. In that black diamond, Jason Heiss, Sean Monahan on the crew of that car.
Jason Fitzgerald and Sean Monahan. You got two former drivers there.
The Tommy Greco, I kind of threw you with that with this. Tommy Greco, former crew chief for Tim McCready.
Yeah. You did throw me on that one.
39. So JD, the time to beat is 14.982 by Jimmy Owens. Those two have combined for 7 Lucas Oil Championships. Can one of them get a 4th and a 5th? And also on the track is going to be Ethan Dotson at 74. Davenport first lap time.
Yeah.
There you go.
He is fastest. Ethan Dotson out there in that ASD Motorsports Torco Racing Fuels, American Racing, SRI Performance, Boswell Oil sponsored entry. Davenport now quickest. Dotson goes 5th quick. Jackson Heiss 6th. Second lap for Jonathan Davenport. Not as good. Not going to matter right now. Jackson Heiss' second lap a little better. Stays 6th. 1.5, 666. And Ethan Dotson jumps up to 3rd quick. Good lap, 1.5, 1.97. But James, the new time to beat Superman Jonathan Davenport with a 1.4.964.
Up next, DJ, it'll be the 16. It'll be Tyler Bruning. He's out of Decorah, Iowa. The Skylight Motorsports Quick Supply Company, Truck Country, Explosive, Bill Stein. Bruning Rock Products, Brown's Heavy Equipment. That's a Longhorn Clements. Followed by the 23. It'll be 13-year-old Rebecca Malone out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, the Jeff Malone. Mid-Atlantic Roofing Supply, WP Racing Shocks, Mahindra Tractors, Metman Designs, Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, Big A's Custom Graphics. That's a Longhorn by Wesley Plates, Clements and Hayden Cowan. He's out of Rincon, Georgia, the Brad Cowan Supply Chain Manager with 780 Graphics. Harco Construction, Rocket Clements, 14, Mikey Bertel.
Tyler Bruning, James, top of the leaderboard, 14.860.
Fear the gold beard.
That's yes. Becca Malone 8th, Hayden Cowan 9th. Bruning even better, 1.4687 for Tyler Bruning. Becca Malone up to 4th. Good lap, 15.143. Hayden Cowan's going to be 8th with a 1.5449. Tyler Bruning 1.4687. Ben, is that?
That is a new track record, guys. New track record. The gold beard to the top of the board.
Still looking for his first National Touring Series win of his career is Tyler Bruning. Up next with the 19, he's looking for his first Lucas Oil win. That'll be Spencer Hughes out of Meridian, Mississippi. The JC and Motorsports Colt Miller. That's a Rocket J. Dickens, Yellowhammer Design and Construction, Clyburn Take Lines, and Neon Bubbles Car Wash, Lone Star Super Gas, Dalton Wilson, the JRR Motorsports, Brantley Farms, MG Auto Sales, the Auto Outlet, Innovative Community Solutions, Counter Contracting. That's a B&L Construction, Longhorn Clements, and Dan Ebert, the rookie out of Lakeshore, Minnesota, the Collins Brothers Towing, Minnesota Truck Headquarters, Woody's Racing, and also Rocket Durham Car 60.
All right, second lap times going up. Dalton Wilson, the fastest of the trio on lap number 1. Spence 7th quick, 1.5253. Dalton Wilson second quick for the big perm, 1.4806. And the second lap time for Dan Ebert. Good lap for the mod standout. 7th fastest, 1.5199. After 12, it's now Tyler Bruning, Dalton Wilson, Jonathan Davenport, your top 3 in Group A.
Dan Eber, by the way, 5th in last year's USMTS final modified points. Up next will be Daniel Hilsebeck. The 22 is out of Earlham, Iowa. He's in the Banning Chiropractic. 22 Enterprises, Big Deal Car Care, Hilsebeck Farms. Finish line, body and paint, Capital Clements. Brandon over to the 76. Out of Evans, Georgia, the Longhorn Clements. Carto Southern, Napa Auto Parts, Bilstein, Roof USA, UNO8, Dude Wipes, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, and Blair Nodorf. Renner, South Dakota, the Troy Dorf. Rocket Clements, Bargain Barn Tire Center, Grant Paul Benz, Western Provisions, KDD Maloney, Slicker Graphics, Asphalt Pros, Hal Plumbing, Heating, and Glenser Trucking, 76.
Of course you would have both 76s in the same qualifying group. Snowdrift is going to be 12th. Brandon Overton is going to be 9th. And Hilsebeck on lap 2 going to jump up to 6th. Good lap, 1.5161. Brandon Overton 5th, better, 1.5066. And Snowdrift better 7th, 1.5159. So Nodorf is 7th, Hilsebeck 8th. Brandon Overton 5th. Out of that trio, they all still trail Tyler Bruning, 1.4687. Is the best so far in Group A.
Well, Dave Stein still owns his car. It's not the 97, but it's the 2 of Cody Overton out of Thompson, Georgia. He is at the Longhorn Clements, Budweiser, Shaw Trucking, Triple Electric, Morley, and Boswell Oil Entry. Donnie Birdwell, the crew chief on that fellow, Ross Robinson, the Dutch Star Motorsports, Rocket Clements, Stokely Materials, Commonwealth Equipment, ML Joseph, Sand and Gravel, The Frozen Farmer, Wesley Collins Builders, Sussex Carpentry, Hard Scrabble Express, Atlantic Prime Mortgage, First Day Roofing, added Carson Ferguson, the Baylor Motorsports, Longhorn Clements, Hoopaw Grading, Coltman Farm, Sparks Oil, Buddies Automotive, Brad Benton Trucking, 93.
Cody Overton 9th, Ross Robinson 15th. Ricky Thornton Jr. 7th after lap number 1. Lap 2 for Cody Overton. Good lap, 5th quick, 1.5009. Ross Robinson 16th, best lap 15.368. And Ricky Thornton Jr. going to jump up to 3rd. His best lap is a 1.4953. For the driver originally out of Chandler, Arizona. He's 3rd, Dalton Wilson 2nd, Tyler Bruning still atop the leaderboard.
Yeah, Ricky Thornton Jr., the defending Lucas Oil champion, the Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Hoker Trucking, Elite Ready Mix, Capital Waste, Bilstein, Certified Inspection, Nathan Sletto, SLETTO, the new crew chief on the 20RT. There is Carson Ferguson. There is Brandon Shepard. In the car number 1, back in the Lucas Oil Late 100 Series this year at a New Berlin, Illinois, the Valvoline, Sarbon Cab Ranches, Franklin Enterprises, Petro Towing, Gunners out of Yes Metalworks, Franklin Enterprises, Rocket Durham, and Hudson O'Neill, the 71 out of Martinsville, Indiana, the SSI Motorsports, Longhorn Clements, Big River Steel, Wheeler Metals, Merit Bonding, Subsurface of Indiana, Professional Concrete, Cutting and Drilling, Westside Tractor, 71.
Well, you just saw Sheppy scrub off speed as he flirted with the wall down in 3 and 4. Hud 15th, Carson Ferguson 7th. Shep was 20th on lap 1. Man, he gets really high again down in 3 and 4, but he makes up for it. 3rd quick, James, 1.4937. Hudson O'Neill 10th fastest with a 1.5092. It's now Tyler Bruning, Dalton Wilson, Brandon Shepard, the top 3, and that should be how they wrap up in Group A. So unofficially a new track record for the 2nd most popular person out of Decorah, Iowa, Tyler Bruning, 1.4687. Big Perm 2nd quick, Shep 3rd, RTJ 4th, Jonathan Davenport 5th. The rest of the top 10 there on the left side of your screen.
She got the beard and the perm, 1st and 2nd.
Let's go.
How about that?
So 1.4687. Yeah, we're going to see if that time holds up. So heat races 1 and 3 will be set based on that qualifying and all-star performance time trials for Group A. We're going to clear the board, and we'll qualify the second half of the field now. It's going to be Group B, and James, they're going to be led out by the New York driver, Seth Zacharias.
Yeah, the modified driver going full-time this year in the late model, Vesto, New York, for Seth Zacharias. He's in the Signworks, Wicked Tees, Longhorn, Jones Racing Engines Entry, Jimmy Zacharias, the crew chief on that car. Then the Sean Smith crew chief, 17 SS of his son, Brendan Smith, out of Dade City, Florida, the Rocket Durham. Guardian Hurricane Protection, Big Daddy's Cattle, Plum Crazy Plumbing, Total Claim Source, Skipper Smokehouse. New sponsor this year, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, Sunoco, Fox Jocks, and Trey Mills. He is in the Brandon Caddo Motorsports, Longhorn Clements. He's out of St. Augustine, Florida. The Twins Farm, Mills Concrete, Herbert Graphics, 59, Colton Blair, crew chief on that car.
All right, Seth Zacharias registers his first lap Brendan Smith going to check in with his first one, and Trey Mills does as well. Brendan Smith, 1:5.597. Second lap time for Seth Zacharias, not as good. 1:5.919 is going to be the best lap for the Oswego, New York driver, Brendan Smith. 1:5.419 for the Dade City, Florida driver. And Trey Mills going to go to the top of the leaderboard here in Group B, the driver that was 6th in last year's Hunt the Front points. Registers a lap of 1:5.308. That's the early time to beat in Group B.
Yeah, Brandon Cattle, brand new super late model team. Mark Whitener, the veteran driver out of Middleburg, Florida, the Magic Man and the Longhorn Pro Power. Ocala Restaurant Supply, Southeast Ship Repair, Jet Concrete Works, Baker Farms, DT Welding, Boswell Oil, Cody Jet, the crew chief on that car. Followed by Corey Lawler with Poncho Lawler, his father turning the wrenches on that pro-powered entry in PPC Lubricants. Poncho's Racing Products, Freaks out of the sales entry, and then Stephen Roberts in the Chase Roberts, turn of the wrenches of that Longhorn Clements, Roberts B Company, Lennox River Ranch, and Integra KBC Graphics, 1:11.
Whitener third quick, Corey Lawler fourth quick, and Stephen Roberts fourth quick now, lap 2. Mark Whitener third fastest, 1:5.442. Second lap for Corey Lawler. Fifth quick, 1:5.724, and Stephen Roberts will check in fourth quick, 1:5.444. Trey Mills, still the early time to beat here in Group B, 1:5.308 after 6 cars.
It'll be last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. It'll be Drake Troutman out of Heinemann, Pennsylvania, the G.R. Smith entry. That'll be the Brickhouse Tavern, Victory Circle Auto, RFI Resources, Gambler Transport, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Jerry Siding Roofing and Windows, Stone Natural Resources, George Beckett and Sons of that Longhorn Corvette, followed by Kyle Bronson, the Atomic Music Group, Race Car Engineering, Borster's Equipment, Lucas Oil, Michael Lloyd Hauling and Demolition, LTX Home Builders, Longhorn Clements, and Jack Riggs of the Scott Riggs Longhorn Clements Dude Wipes, Riggs Drilling Solutions, Ballard's Excavating, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Riggs Fiber, and Haymaker Race Car Bodies, 81J.
The Trout gang's going to be happy. Their drivers atop the leaderboard. Drake Troutman, 1:5.080. Kyle Bronson, second quick. Jack Riggs third. Troutman even quicker on lap 2 in that G.R. Smith-owned entry, 15:044. Bronson goes second quick. Jack Riggs up to third. You got a new trio on the podium here in All-Star Performance Time Trials in Group B. It's Drake Troutman with a 1:5.044, now the time to beat.
Bonus points, fast time Group A and Group B. It'll be Garrett Smith, the 2022 Dirt Track World Champion out of Madison, Georgia, the Scott Smith Terminal Maintenance and Construction, Atlanta Paving and Concrete, the world famous Cadillac Ranch, National Auto Parts, Longhorn Vic Hill, followed by Levi Yetter out of Cabot, Arkansas, the Johns Towing, CRS Contracting, Bachman Trucking, Rosebrook Village, Thrower Concrete, Mr. Water Heater, Longhorn Clements, and Max Blair, the Centerline Motorsports for Brad Spochaz, C&J Dairy Creek Pizza and Pub, Upstate Auto Group, Dean Automotive, Creek Auto Sales, One Stop Collision, Murphy's Logging, TLW Transportation, Gable Inn, Longhorn Clements, 1:11.
You got them all. Good job. First laps going up on the board. Garrett Smith second, Max Blair third. We'll see if Garrett Smith has anything for him on lap 2. He does not. 1:5.113 is going to be his best lap. Levi Yetter jumps up to 6th quick, 1:5.283, and Max Blair's second lap time goes to the top in Group B with a 1:5.018. So Blair, Troutman, Garrett Smith, now the top 3 after 12 cars in All-Star Performance Time Trials Group B.
How about Blair? He was like 20th quickest in his group in hot laps. Robbie Blair, Kayla McManus.
Fins up.
Fins up. Oh my goodness. How about Chad Tootin? He's out of Blackshear, Georgia in the 51 car, our next qualifier. He is in the Rocket H&R, M&M Striping and Seal Coating, Boswell Oil, Woodard Pools, followed by Tim McCready in his throwback to his father, Barefoot Bob out of Watertown, New York. The Excess Stories, Valvoline, Dave Warren, Power Sports, On Time Body Graphics, Corey Rubber Corporation, Rocket Clements, and Garrett Albertson in the Ken and Beth Roberts, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Low Voltage Solutions, Sunoco, Romer Machine, Dickey's Doghouse, Nutrient Solutions, 58.
Garrett Albertson to the top of the leaderboard, James. 1:4.935. Cameras have gone out. We're back momentarily with a static shot for those of you at home. You're not going to miss anything. Garrett Albertson, 1:4.755. That is a very good lap for the driver out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Tim McCready is going to be fourth quick with a 1:5.101. After 15 drivers, Alberson, Blair, Troutman now the top three.
Ryan Gustin was the quickest cars here last night at Hot Laps out of Marshalltown, Iowa. In the Todd Cooney Motorsports, Allen Seamless Gutters, Hoker Trucking, Wells & Sons Motorsports, Carl Chevrolet Fertilizer Equipment, Dynamic Drive Lines, Infinity by Wells, J. Dickens, followed by Tyler of the Best Performance, Langenfelder Mechanical, Robert Speed Company, First Class Septic, Go Lithium, Sunoco, Rocket, Clements, and Brian Shirley, the Bob and Lisa Calder, Longhorn Durham, Thomason Express, Hoker Trucking, All Geyer Performance, J&J Ventures Gaming, Race Ranch, KBC Graphics, Caden Lugwood, the crew chief on 3S.
The Reaper cometh. Ryan Gustin atop the leaderboard, James. 1:47. Oh, my goodness. 1:47.11. He betters himself. Brian Shirley, third quick on lap one. Turbo, fourth fastest. Wow, a shake-up in the top five. Gustin, now the time to beat. Brian Shirley, third. Tyler Erb, fourth. We know those of you watching at home, we had a power surge. We lost the cameras, working on getting that back. We're going to send the drone up so that we can show you as much of the remainder of All-Star Performance time trials as we possibly can. James, next trio pulling on the track.
Birding still quickest, new track record, 14.687. Gustin, 14.711. There's Devin Moran. In the Rogers Sellers, Dublin Motorsports, Big River Steel, Lazy Days, Harvey, CNW Trucking, Mac, Millwood Plumbing, Refuel Wellness, Anthony's Pizza, Longhorn Clements, followed by Michael Leach, the 09 out of Sun River, Montana. He is an elite Lowenbro, Longhorn Clements, or Cornette rather, Dust Pods, Hellraiser Jacks 09, Donald McIntosh, the Billy Hicks Double Nickel Clements, H&H Auto Sales, Coleman Farms, Bill Stein 79.
Moran fourth, Michael Leach 14th, McIntosh 21st on lap one. Lap two, Devin Moran not as good. He stays fourth, 1:48.75. Second lap time for Michael Leach, 10th quick, better lap. 1:51.20, and the final lap time for the 79 of Donald McIntosh, a hair better, 19th quick, 1:5.873. So it's now Gustin, Alberson, Shirley, your top three, Moran, Turbo, and Blair next, and just one driver left to qualify.
By the way, Donald McIntosh, he could possibly be a contender for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year this year. Again, that'll be $20,000. We'll know more on that later. Clay Harris. By the way, Brian Green no longer with that team. Ken Harris owns it. It's a Rock Durham, Wilkerson Farms, Impact Electrical Services, Done Right Construction, National Fragile X Foundation, Boswell Oil. Number 6. So it's Gustin, Alberson, Shirley, Moran, your top four. Here in Group B qualifying for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, presented by FloRacing, our 44th and final qualifier of the night, DJ.
That's right. Ryan Gustin's time to beat 1:47.11. First lap time for the Jupiter, Florida driver Clay Harris. He'll be 18th quick, 1:5.502. So the driver that last year was second in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year standings presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Going to trip the trigger for his second and final qualifying lap. He's a little bit better, but stays 18th, 1:5.484. And starting to get our cameras back from the power surge that tripped the trigger on them here just a couple minutes ago. Unofficially in Group B for All-Star Performance Time Trials, the Reaper Ryan Gustin with the best lap, 1:47.11 for the Marshalltown, Iowa native. Garrett Alberson, second quick. Third, Brian Shirley. Devin Moran, fourth. Tyler Erb, fifth. See the rest of the top 10 there on the left side of your screen. And once again, that will set the stage for heat races. I said 1 and 3 earlier. It was 1 and 2 from Group A, 3 and 4 from Group B here in All-Star Performance Time Trials. And how about that, James? In Group A, Tyler Bruning, the quickest overall, in a new track record here at Golden Isle Speedway. And he has made his way back out on the racetrack, picking up his very first All-Star Performance Fast Time Award of the year. And he's going to grab a word with Ben Shelton. All right, so Tyler Bruning getting his photo taken down there in Golden Isle Speedway Victory Lane.
Had a really good race car. The car right off the trailer.
Yeah, car was good. We like the gold. The beard's coming in well. And I'm very happy to be starting on the pole of heat race number 1. Again, the winner of that first Penske Shocks Heat Race a little bit later on tonight. The winner of that one will start on the Victory Fuel pole for tonight's 50-lap, $12,000 to win.
And I'm sure
main
Tyler's
event.
tired of hearing he's never won a national touring event. Came so close at Knoxville, remember, a few years ago in his home
Knoxville,
state.
Mississippi Thunder with the Outlaws.
Mississippi
Yep.
Thunder, and could tonight be the night by Tyler Bruning.
All right, let's go ahead and step aside here for a quick set of commercial breaks. Don't go anywhere. It's the Super Bowl of racing. It is the 2025 season opener for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the season opener for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing. We're here at Golden Isle Speedway, and we have just wrapped up All-Star Performance Time Trials, where a brand new track record was laid down by Decorah, Iowa's Tyler Bruning. Well, I was just on the Flo merchandise website a little earlier this week. I grabbed me some new gear, including that shirt on the right, which is a great looking shirt. You can get you some as well. That the red hoodie, they've got it in a black. They've got a few things on there that I had not seen yet. So some brand new stuff for the 2025 FloRacing merchandise collection. You can go to shopflosports.com, or you can scan that QR code there on your screen and check out all the new, all the old, and all the in-between. Get your FloRacing merchandise. Get it today. Well, Ben, I know that we had that power surge, and they're getting that breaker fixed so that all of our stuff is back up and running again. You did talk to Tyler Bruning, though, down there after he set the new track record in All-Star Performance Time Trials. Can you give me a synopsis of what the Decorah, Iowa driver had to say?
Well, indeed I can, and I understand somebody might have plugged an extra popcorn machine into the breaker.
Sure.
It was probably Michael Rigsby. He's done that before. Shut the broadcast down. Yeah, Bruning looked at me. He said, "House of Power is back," and tell them all I said, "Fear the golden beard in 2025. So he had a big grin on his face. But racetrack's really fast tonight, and guys, I think it's going to race really well because as you look at it, she's got a little character to it. There's a few divots here and there, and I think it's guys are going to have to choose some grooves selectively. I think it'll make for good racing, especially as we go toward that 12,000 to win main event.
Yeah, this is a track, Ben, where there's a lot of debate out there, and there always is, right? Of a tacky racetrack versus a cleaned off racetrack. I am the kind of person, Ben, where I say it depends on the racetrack, right? And I think Golden Isles is a very good example of that, because I truly do think when it's tackier, this place does seem to race a little better, without getting too tacky.
Well, it does, because you get that moisture ring around the bottom, and then you get a nice little curb on the top, and then you get guys that'll stick to the bottom, stick to the top, guys that'll slide right across that slick to the cushion, and I would agree. I think this one with a little bit of bite is my favorite version of Golden Isles.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we're just about ready to get underway with qualifying for the mini late models, but first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at a few of the upcoming events here on FloRacing. Chili Bowl ongoing right now. We have just a couple nights left tonight and tomorrow, and of course the season opener for Lucas Oil, as we talked about, which now is today, tomorrow, and Sunday the 19th, weather permitting. I-500, Lucas at Alltech and Ocala, and the Pro Superstar Shootout at Bradenton. It's just a very, very small sampling of some of the upcoming events here on FloRacing. Well, the Crown Vics, or I thought it was going to be the mini late models, and I lied. It's actually going to be the Crown Vics making their way out on the racetrack. And, hey, Dwayne Keith, I'm glad you made it, brother. No, that's James's. Yeah, don't turn James's on. Whoops. I'm glad you made it, man. Your drive got extended just a little bit.
Yeah, only about 2.5 hours, but,
It's all good. Hey, you have got the... You have got the Crown Vics on the racetrack. Now, James and I handled hot lap qualifying for the 602s. So,
by the way.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. You owe us a drink afterwards. James is just water, as you know. But my friend, good to see you here. Without further ado, let's take it away with qualifying for the Crown Vics, as I think they are sending about 8 cars at a time out there.
6 at a time. 17 are signed in for tonight's action for our Crown Vic class here at the Golden Isle Speedway, located in Brunswick, Georgia. So as the checkered flag waves, Collins right now the fastest. So Collins is the fastest right now, and the 2x4 Crown Victoria. Don't quite have the name of the second machine right now, as he has not been entered into our transponder scoring system. Grimsley will be third quick with a 22.5. 011. Stevens will be fourth quick in number 94. And yes, there's a little mix-up. We have Ford Crown Vics, and we have Grand Marquis, the Mercury Grand Marquis, made on the same assembly line, just a different nose piece put on the machine. As they circle around the Speedway, the 111 of frame, he is 6 quick so far of the first group. All right, they're coming around to take the white flag here on group number 1. Chase Collins, he is a frequent flyer down here in the South Georgia area. So he's definitely going to be a very fast machine to beat here this evening. So Barnes clocks in up there into, was the top 5 at the moment in the 4B machine. You'll see him over at Screven Motorsports Complex coming up in 3 weeks over at the Winter Freeze. Collins goes up there in the 125 machine right there on our Lucas Oil FloRacing TV here for our lovely race fans. In the 125, he is second quick, fastest between the two groups so far. We have 17 signed in. Hopefully these final 5 will all be lined up, stationed, and ready to go. So only one change in the top 5 so far. Gross is 7th quick in group number 2 in the 144. That is William Gross. Oven Williams, 8th quick in the 13W. Jason Frame, 9th quick in the 111. And Bobby Morris is 10th quick in the 12M machine. We need to have a 100,000 to win race for this division, as a couple announcements came out for a lot of the known as support divisions are running for 100,000 to win this season at various racetracks. So that's going to be pretty cool, especially at the Kokomo Speedway. That front wheel drive, that's going to be fun. Wow. So as we get the first lap in, first change up in the top 5, Brandon Durden in the 26R goes to 5th quick. The number 7 of Cody Fountain works his way around the Speedway, takes the checkered, 9th quick up on the board so far. Rollins cracks into the top 5 in the 7R machine so far. Good lap for him. That is Kyle Rollins, excuse me, as he cracks into the top 5. One extra entry here in the 4W of Weeks. Jesse Weeks, he signed in. We got Brody Collins, who did not take the green. So we actually up to, from the original 17 up to 19. So we'll close out on our Sharp Mini Late. Close out here on our Crown Vics and get ready for our Sharp Mini Late models as they get ready to roll out onto the Speedway for their qualifying order here on the super fast 4/10 mile Clay by the Bay here in Brunswick, Georgia. These Kawasaki powered engines of speeds takes off. They are cooking. Here we go. So they're going to take the white flag around as we get ready to put them on to the scoreboard, and we'll see what these super fast mini late models will have. Christian Pitts, so far fastest with 18.355 in the number 1 machine. David Whitener, second quick in the 05s. Zeke Whitman will be third quick in the number 10. Brian Funk will be fourth quick in the number 14. Change that around. Anthony Burrell, who was fifth quick at the time, now goes up. Oh, that 51 getting loose there. That's Buddy Cromer. He is sixth quick on the board so far as we're turning 7 at a time loose of the 17 that are scheduled and entered into tonight's Sharp Mini Late Model field. Plans are to race the entire weekend. Yes, We're aware of the forecast, but if they see the opportunity, we're going to go for it and get at it. So here we go. Round number 2 for Group 2 as they hit the Speedway here in the Sharp Mini Late. Sharp Mini Late models. Good looking group right here. They hit the Speedway, the number 14 of Jason Daniels in that 14D. He comes around to complete his lap. That is the white and black number 79 here on our screen. Coming around to get his lap into the books. That's Mike Crosby. He will be 10th fastest so far as everyone completes their laps. David Whitener, second quick steal. Brad Emerson, that number 22, always a frequent flyer in this division, is third quick up on the board so far. So he's definitely one to keep your eyes on here tonight when they drop the green for the feature. Mitchell McNair, the number 17 machine, he will go 9th quick. Dustin Snyder will be 10th quick so far. Broughton Boatwright is 6th quick in the 9B machine. So that's your top 10 so far here in the Sharp Mini Late Models qualifying as they get ready for the final group to hit the Speedway. We have 3 left so far that have not timed. That's the blue and black number 55 machine of Blake Lester. Blake Lester out on to the Speedway. Track crew coming out onto the Speedway, checking over there in turns number 2 for one car that has broke down. They're gonna pull him out. So I don't think he's gonna be able to continue qualifying. Right, we're just race director, Mr. Mike, going over with the track safety and personnel to keep the show rolling as we get ready to turn this one last car loose here onto the Speedway so he can get his respectable laps in. That is Blake Lester in the number 55. He comes back out of turn number 4, hits that loud pedal, and away he goes. I think this will be another division at the Winter Freeze coming up February 7th and 8th. February 6th through the 8th down there nearby Savannah, Georgia's Screven Motorsports Complex. So many races coming up for the 2025 edition of the Georgia-Florida Speed Weeks. All kicking off here at the Golden Isle Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Models. Of course, racing has already kicked off with Talladega Short Track's Ice Bowl last weekend. Well, actually prior to the week before. And of course, the Wild West Shootout up there at Vado. So racing is officially year-round, ending with Dirt in December at the Gateway Dirt Nationals, and we're already back at it again. So that will end qualifying for our wonderful support divisions. We are going to go into our opening ceremonies here very soon, and then we'll follow up with our Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat races.
All right, Dwayne, thanks a lot. Well, opening ceremony is coming up here momentarily at the Golden Isle Speedway. For those of you both here on the grounds and those of you watching at home, live here on FloRacing. So don't go anywhere, those of you watching at home. Some of you may see us at a commercial breaks. We'll be back after this FloRacing Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Golden Isles. Welcome back to the 2025 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series opener here at Golden Isles Speedway. You're watching it all live on FloRacing. And we are ready to get underway with opening ceremonies here at the Golden Isles Speedway. So for those of you here on the grounds, we'll ask you at this time, if you are able to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps. And our good friend Jason Morgan will deliver this evening's invocation. Jason.
Would you bow with us as we pray? Heavenly Father, Lord, I thank you so much for who you are and how good you've been to us. Thank you for a glorious day that you made for us today to enjoy, for health and strength, for just being so good to us, for going to the cross and paying our sin debt. Lord, I'm surrounded by great friends, even right here in the booth, and seen a lot of good friends today and yesterday, but thank God you're the dearest friend I've ever had. Thank you, Lord, for all your blessings. Bless us, if you would, tonight. Continue to bless the event tonight. Keep everyone safe and out of harm's way. Protect the drivers, the crews, and fans going home. I thank you for this tremendous crowd that's out there in the little bit chilly cold, but Lord, we thank you for all those that are here watching on FloRacing, and we just pray you bless our country, bless the upcoming inauguration next week, and first responders, Lord, the military, bless our military and our country, and Lord, thank you again for your blessings of this day. Again, forgive us our sins and shortcomings, and we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Jason. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing now for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. And with that, James Essex, the very first heat race.
I haven't heard, are you ready?
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
I gotta save it. I gotta save it. So.
Well, 4 heat races coming up for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. We'll take the top 4 to the A main. The winner of heat number 1, he'll be on the victory field pole tonight of the 50 lap, $12,000 to win A main. The winner of heat 3, the Thermotech heat number 3, will start alongside.
How about that?
Here
Cool
tonight.
Thermotech coming on board. I love it.
Thermotech, and of course we bring back the Nutrient Ag Solution start and restart zone. By the way, saw Lance Landers over in the pit earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
How's Lance?
He's doing fine. Always good to see him. And his car owner, of course, him and his wife with Jonathan Davenport again this year. Nutrient Ag Solutions, the start zone. Of course, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, the hot pit. And Ricky Thornton Jr.'s got the Midwest Sheet Metal spoiler heading in tonight, right?
Yes, he does.
After tonight, he may. Who knows? He may hold on to it. But that's a cash award each and every race. Chris Davis, thank you for all that you do. And, of course, UNOH back as the scale sponsor again this year. Still some marketing opportunities available out there. Get a hold of Wayne Castleberry in marketing. And hey, if you want to be part of the best dirt late model series in the country, biggest payoff, biggest points fund, get a hold of Wayne Castleberry. Still some marketing opportunities available, Dustin Jarrett.
Penske Shocks Heat 1, 8 laps and distance, top 4 transfer, your pole sitter. The overall quick qualifier and all-star performance time trials, and the new track record holder out of Decorah, Iowa, Fear the Golden Beard, Tyler Bruning on his outside. New Berlin, Illinois, Brendan Shepard in the 1.
It'll be Jonathan Davenport, the second all-time winningest driver to Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Could it get career championship number 4 this year? The Lance and Darrell Landers 49. And on the outside, he's still in the Dave Stein Motorsports, but they switched to number 2 this year. Cody Overton out of Thompson, Georgia.
We move back to row number 3, and there we find his brother, Brandon Overton, out of Evans, Georgia, in that 76. And on his outside, the 13-year-old out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, Beckham Malone in 23.
Daniel Hilsebeck, the 22, in the Capitol. He's out of Earlham, Iowa. And Dan Ebert, a Rookie of the Year contender at Lakeshore, Minnesota, in 60.
And your final 3 starters, Dennis Erb Jr., former World of Outlaws champ in the 28, Ross Robinson out of Georgetown, Delaware in the 7, Jackson Heiss out of Ocala, Florida in the 388. In all, 11 drivers set to run 8 laps. Again, the top 4 will lock themselves into the shows, or into this evening's show. Tyler Bruning on the pole. Welcome back to Rocket 1. Brandon Shepard. James, we go green flag racing in the Nutrient Ag Solution starting zone.
Oh, man, they try to go 3 wide into 1. Davenport on the bottom. Out of turn number 2, it's Bruning and Davenport, but Ross Robinson on the front straightaway, and we're going to have a Coltman Farms Racing caution.
Trouble for Ross Robinson in the 7 as a driver that picked up 4 wins a year ago out of Georgetown, Delaware, slows to a stop on the front straightaway, gets the fire rebuilt underneath the hood of the Ken Adams owned Dutch Star Motorsports number 7. And he will rejoin the field at the tail. He was already at the tail, second to last, so he'll rejoin the field at the tail. We'll try it again, get those Coltman Farms caution lights turned off. Go green flag racing here shortly. Did not get a lap in, James, so 0 laps down, all 8 still remaining, with Tyler Bruning and Brandon Shepard leading him in the Nutrient Ag Solution starting zone.
If it had been a leader plus 3, we would have scored it, but we didn't. It's Bruning takes the lead into turn number 1. On the outside, Brandon Shepard, a much better stop, but he drifts up the track. And here comes Brandon Overton. The Brandons going at it. Overton and Shepard into turn 3.
Brandon Overton, Brandon Shepard, Cody Overton, they're all right there. That's the battle for second on your screen behind Tyler Bruning at the end of lap number 1. Second, third, and fourth you're looking at. And trouble for the 22 of Daniel Hilsebeck over in turns 1 and 2. And that will draw the Coltman Farms caution for the second time in this race. 1 lap is scored. 7 laps remaining in this one, James, and it's Tyler Bruning out front.
There have been 92 different drivers win a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series race in the first 20 years of the series. Bruning is not on that list. Can he add? Here we had a couple last year, of course, and can Tyler go to victory lane here tonight? Well, he got 10 bonus points for fast time in Group A. Gustin got 10 in Group B, so we'll see how it all pans out. Hilsebeck, good to see Daniel back after that wrist injury last year. And We'll see what he decides to do here in 2025.
A little bit of damage there on the nose and the filler panel, the Hilsebeck Farms number 22. Tyler Bruning got a good hole shot there, James, to start this one. We're going to line back up in the Delaware double file restart. So Bruning by himself out front. Second place has their choice of inside or outside lane. That's Jonathan Davenport. He chooses the outside lane on the restart, so the rest of the field staggers accordingly. So it'll be Davenport second, Overton third. Brandon Shepard in the final transfer. He runs fourth. Cody Overton currently in fifth. One down, 7 to go. Green's out.
And again, the winner will be on the Victory Field pole tonight of the 50-lap A main. Good restart. Man, that was close between Davenport and Overton. And Davenport dressed up the track. Here comes Brandon Overton. The Longhorn factory car. Anthony Burrows turning the wrenches on the 76 off at turn 4. He started 5th. He's going for the lead. Dustin Jarrett at the 1.
Jonathan Davenport right there knocking on the back door. They're all still trailing Tyler Bruning, though, in this one. Here comes Brandon Overton. You saw him poking nose down to the inside in turn number 2. Bruning a little bit higher than Overton in 3 and 4. Coming around this time, 3 laps in the books. James, 5 laps to go.
How about Dennis Erb Jr. in that new Capital car? Started in 9th as Rob Penrod. He will show the halfway mark here, and it's Tyler Bruning showing the way in the Bruning Rock Products car 16 for Skyline Motorsports.
0.4 of a second was the lead the last time by for Tyler Bruning over Brandon Overton. Overton with 0.6 on Jonathan Davenport. Davenport with 0.8 on Dennis Erb Jr. Brandon Overton still right there, can't find his way around Tyler Bruning. 3 laps to go. Jonathan Davenport, Dennis Erb Jr. Right now, that's still your top 4.
Dennis Erb Jr. has not won a Lucas Oil race since East Bay. Back several years ago in that Capital car he picked up a few weeks ago. Shane Clanton in the house tonight. Bruning still leads. Clanton used to drive for Skyline Motorsports, right?
Yes, he did.
For a couple of years. But Tyler Bruning looking for his first ever National Touring win. In one more lap, he will start from the pole, Dustin Jarrett.
This is the Barron's Performance, 1 lap to go. Tyler Bruning, a new track record earlier. And now, the driver out of Decorah, Iowa, wheels off corner number 4. He's going to be a winner in Penske Shocks Heat Race number 1. Brandon Overton second, Jonathan Davenport third, and Dennis Erb Jr. gets the final transfer in 4th. And it'll be Cody Overton, Ross Robinson, Brandon Shepard, Dan Ebert, Becca Malone, and Jackson Heiss rounding out the top 10. So unofficially, it's Dennis Erb Jr. 4th, Jonathan Davenport 3rd, Brandon Overton 2nd, and the winner of Penske Shocks Heat Race number 1 is the driver out of Decorah, Iowa in the Skyline Motorsports, Quick Supply, Olson Explosives, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Bruning Rock Products, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Truck Country, Brown's Heavy Equipment, sponsored number 16. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for Tyler Bruning?
He will be on the Victory Fuel pole tonight, pending the UNOH scales, that new sponsor on that car, Quick Supply Company. On that Clements-powered entry, as Dustin said, his father, Greg Bruning, here tonight as well. So clean sweep so far for Tyler Bruning, a new track record and on the pole tonight here at Golden Isles.
And that's going to lead us into Summit Racing Heat Race number 2. Once again, 8 laps in distance. The top 4 will race their way into tonight's 50-lap main event out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's going to be the big perm Dalton Wilson starting on the pole and the James Ratcliffe Racing 18D. And on his outside, defending series champ out of Chandler, Arizona, Ricky Thornton Jr.
Jimmy Owens, 82 career wins at the Lucas Oil Series, 4-time champion. The Kohler Motorsports 20 out of Newport, Tennessee, and the Paler Motorsports 93 out of Lincoln, North Carolina. That is Carson Ferguson.
Martinsville, Indiana's Hudson O'Neill, former series champ, starts inside row 3. He's in the SSI Motorsports number 71, and on his outside now 2-time and defending Tri-State Late Model Series champ out of Renner, South Dakota. That's Snowdrift, Blair Nodorf.
The IHSD Motorsports 74X out of Ethan Dotson. He's out of Bakersfield, California. And the JCM Motorsports car out of Birmingham, Alabama. That team based for Mississippi, Spencer Hughes in 19M.
Well, in the first heat, we saw Dennis Erb Jr., James, come from 9th into a transfer. Chris Madden looking to do the same here in Heat 2. He'll start inside row 5 on his outside out of Rincon, Georgia. In the 14, it's going to be Hayden Cowan, and your final starter in this one. And remember, he lost the left rear wheel off that race car. It's going to be Boone Briggs out of Bear Lake, PA. In the 99B, once again, 11 cars set to go. 8 laps with the top 4 racing their way into the show.
Remember again how we do those provisionals. Provisionals through Speedweeks based on last year's final points table. Rocket 1 finished, third in the points with Tim McCready. But with Brandon Shepard back behind the wheel running full-time Lucas Oil, they are down at 18th because the car owner points. So he's got some work to do in that B main, Dustin, coming up here in a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see how that shakes out. First things first, though, the Brandon Ford Pace truck is going to yield to the infield, and we're going to get underway with Summit Racing Heat 2. Again, 8 laps, top 4 advance. They'll go green in the new Drain Ag Solutions starting zone. Dalton Wilson and RTJ at the front of the field. Oh, my goodness. Little bumper cars there at the start of that one, James. We're going to stay green. No, we're not.
Yeah.
The Coltman Farms Racing caution is going to come out in that one.
That was crazy.
Looked like one of those Indy 500 starts.
Well, you saw the tribute there right on the front of it, in front of the cockpit to Jeff Gullett. Dean Bowen, by the way, the crew chief for Dalton Wilson, and that James and Jennifer Ratliff. Campbellsville, Kentucky.
Miss Gullett, I'll tell you.
Oh, man. One of a kind.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, the beard won the first
perm.
heat. Now the perm. Big perm.
He's on the pole.
How about RTJ, the defending series champion in that Kohler Motorsports 20 RT off of turn 4, the new Drain Ag Solutions start zone. Summit Racing Heat number 2 underway.
And Ricky Thornton Jr., I understand, charged with a jump start on that one, so he went back a row, and that put the 20 of Jimmy Owens on the outside front row. Owens, though, slides way back on the initial start of this race to second to last, James. The end of lap number 1 is going to be Dalton Wilson leading. That's the battle for second on your screen. Carson Ferguson has it. Hudson O'Neal wants to take it.
And Thornton will drift up the track, down the back straightaway into turn 3. Dalton Wilson off at turn 4. 1 career win in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. That came last year in the East Bay, the final East Bay Winter Nationals finale. Looking to start inside of row number 2 here tonight.
Tough break for Boom Briggs, rear end issues. He is done for the night. So Boom scheduled to start this one in the 11th starting spot, done for the night. Tough break for the Bear Lake, Pennsylvania driver. 3 down, 5 remaining. Dalton Wilson, Carson Ferguson, Hudson O'Neal, and this battle for 4th. Ethan Dodson right now in the final transfer, and Ricky Thornton Jr., James, trying to get it back.
Dodson, the AST Motorsports 74X, Tyler Austin Brashears, and R.C. Whitwell on the crew of that car. But out in front, it's Dalton Wilson down the main straightaway, 3 laps to go. Out of turn number 2, it's Carson Ferguson in second, Hudson O'Neal third, Ethan Dodson, Ricky Thornton Jr. in 5th. It is all big perm off of turn number 4, 2 to go to start 3rd here tonight.
2 laps remaining in this one, and that is a great battle for the final transfer, as you just saw Ricky Thornton Jr. and Ethan Dodson make a little contact. A 20 RT gets a little sideways there down the front straightaway, and he loses wholesale real estate to the 74X. James, white flags out, final time around.
Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, the Longhorn Clements. JRR Motorsports, again, that team based in Campbellsville, Kentucky. Off at turn 4 after the Barron's Performance 1 to go. He'll go to the checkered flag, Dalton Wilson.
Carson Ferguson second, Hudson O'Neal third. Ethan Dodson gets the final transfer ahead of Ricky Thornton Jr., Spencer Hughes, Blair Nodorf, Chris Madden, Jimmy Owens, Hayden Cowan. Going to round out your top 10 finishers in this one. So 4th will go to the 74X of Ethan Dodson, 3rd to the 71 of Hudson O'Neal, 2nd to the 93 of Carson Ferguson, and the winner of Summit Racing Heat Race number 2 is going to be the 27-year-old out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. The James Ratliff Racing, MGL Auto Sales, JRR Motor Sales, Keltner Contracting, ICS, The Auto Outlet, Grant Lee Farms, B&L Construction, VP Racing Fuels, Clemens Powered Longhorn. How about it for the big perm, Dalton Wilson? Cool at Thermotech. Heat number 3 is in staging as the crews cross over from the pit area into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Let's go ahead and give you the lineup for this Cool at Thermotech 3rd heat race. The pole of this one's going to belong to the driver out of Marshalltown, Iowa. And that Wells & Sons Motorsports Todd Cooney Racing 19R. It's the Reaper Ryan Gustin. And on his outside, out of Chatham, Illinois, in the 3S Squirrel, Brian Shirley.
Tyler Erb, last year's Summer Nationals champion, the car number 1. He's out of New Waverly, Texas on the outside. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, and the GR Smith 22 this year. 22 star, Hindman, Pennsylvania's Drake Troutman.
Garrett Smith out of Eatonton, Georgia, inside row 3. And his dad, Scott Smith's number 10 on his outside. Out of Brandon, Florida, in the 40B, Kyle Bronson.
It'll be Levi Yetter. He's out of Cabot, Pennsylvania. 9 Wyan on the outside. A contender last year in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, chased the 17 SS. Out of Dade City, Florida, that is Brendan Smith.
Stephen Roberts is the fastest honeybee, James, in the 1-1-1. He's out of Sylvester, Georgia. Corey Lawler out of Hanover, PA, in the 93, and Chad Tootin out of Blackshear, Georgia, in the 51. Going to round out your final starters in Coolett Thermotech Heat Race number 3. The pace truck cam is back. Look at that on the back of the Brandon Ford pace truck.
Earl Pearson Jr., 40 career wins in the Lucas Oil Series, 4-time champion.
Behind the wheel of the Brandon Ford.
Don't say he's retired, because you never know, right?
He may fire off at the front of this third Coolett Thermotech Heat Race.
How about a former crew chief for him, Zach Frields, back working this year with Ricky Thornton Jr.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, well, well. How about that? And you know, it's funny because I saw Zach Frields down there in the pit area,
Yep.
but I did not know he was with the...
Nathan Sleddo, who is from Minnesota, by the way. He's known Thornton for a long time. He is the new crew chief on the 20 RT. But right now, Ryan Gustin, Brian Shirley. Combined, they have 1 career win in Lucas Oil Series. Gustin at East Bay a few years ago at the Nutrient Solution Start Zone. We are underway, Dustin.
A pair of Outlaw regulars going to lead them off into 1 and 2. Turbo, the defending Summer Nationals champ, and then last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, Blast by on the outside. There's Garrett Smith, the 10th. 3 drivers that Ben and I just saw at the Wild West Shootout last week with Troutman, Garrett Smith, and Turbo at the end of lap number 1. Gustin, Shirley, Troutman, Smith, your top 3. Here comes Bronson, moving into 4th.
Bronson, a lot of laps here. Of course, his family used to own this track. Steve Stevenson, the owner-promoter here off of turn 4. Troutman in the GR Smith car. Kyle Bronson in the 40B, but out front it is the Reaper, Ryan Gustin. In the Todd Cooney Motorsports Infinity by Wells, Brian Shirley. Brian Shirley, how about that strong run in Knoxville? Second there, but he has won Knoxville, but he has never won a sanctioned event in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series in that Bob and Lisa Cullen 3S.
And I'm telling you what, this lead duo has absolutely dropped the hammer on him here in Coolett Thermotech Heat 3. Ryan Gustin and Brian Shirley, they're going to come around to Rob Penrod's cross flanks this time. They've got a 2.5-second advantage over the battle for third on the right side of your screen between Drake Troutman in 22, Kyle Bronson in 40B. This one's been all Reaper since the drop of the green flag. James, 3 to go.
Yeah, Todd Cooney, they've got quite a team this year. Tim Douglas left as crew chief, working for David and Eric Wells down in Kentucky. In London, Kentucky, off at turn 4, down the main straightaway, 2 to go. For the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, Brian Shirley second, Troutman third, 4th is Bronson. The Barrett's Performance, 1 lap to go for the outside of the front row, Dustin Jarrett.
Indeed, it's going to fly this time by. Ryan Gustin again started on the pole. He's been your leader since the drop of the green. Hoker Trucking coming on board to that car this year. Ryan Gustin, a great season last year, started off with an Ice Bowl win, ended up getting 14 feature wins a year ago, and he's going to start on the outside front row here tonight as he wins Coolett Thermotech Heat 3 over Brian Shirley, Drake Troutman, and Kyle Bronson getting the final transfer, followed by Turbo, Garrett Smith, Brendan Smith, Stephen Roberts, Levi Yetter, and Corey Lawler. So 4th to Bronson, 3rd to Troutman, 2nd to Shirley. And there's your winner out of Marshalltown, Iowa. And
Your second home.
My second home. Yep. The Todd Cooney Racing, Wells & Sons Motorsports, Carl Auto Group, Allen Seamless Gutters, Hoker Trucking, Fertilizer Equipment, Murdy Farm sponsored. Number 19R, it's the Reaper, Ryan Gustin.
But he knows where One Sport Mod Drive is there.
Damn right he does. We have got Simpson Race Products, Heat Race number 4. Pulling out of the Speedway, next final heat race of the night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Now, former series Rookie of the Year on the pole of this one out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, in the Kennebeth Roberts Racing, number 58. That's going to be Garrett Alberson, a winner at the Wild West Shootout last week. And on his outside, out of Dresden, Ohio, In the Double Down Motorsports Lazy Days RV, Roger Sellers 99. It's going to be Devin Moran.
Then row 2, the Brad Spochas Centerline Motorsports will be the 111 of Max Blair, the third-generation driver to Centerville, PA. And on the outside, and his throwback to Barefoot Bob McCready, the Briggs Transport number 9 out of Watertown, New York. Two-time Lucas Oil champion. It'll be Tim McCready.
How about this? Pair of young guns in row 3 out of Sun River, Montana. Modified grad Michael Leach. In the number 19, a 3-time winner last year, and the 09 rather, on his outside. Hey, he's been pretty good here to start the year. He showed a lot of speed. Dale McDowell helping that team once again this weekend. Jack Riggs out of Nolensville, Tennessee. The Riggs Fiber 81J.
How many racetracks in Montana do you know? You've ever been to a race in Montana?
I sure have been to a couple of them.
Wow. Trey Mills.
Gallatin Speedway, gorgeous racetrack.
Trey Mills in the 59 car, and he's out of St. Augustine, Florida. And Mark Whitener, the Magic Man, in the 5 out of Middleburg, Florida.
Their final starters, Clay Harris in the 6, the 79 of Donald McIntosh and Seth Zacharias in the 17Z. If everybody has answered the call, and it looks like they have, we'll have 11 cars once again. Running 8 laps with the top 4 transferring. Simpson Race Products, heat number 4. 44 entries here tonight, James. We had All-Star Performance time trials a little bit earlier. If you're just tuning in, it was Tyler Bruning setting the overall quick time and a new track record here at Golden Isle Speedway. He went on to grab the win in Penske Shocks Heat Race number 1. He's going to start on the Victory Fuel pole here tonight, and the Coltman Farms Racing caution is going to fly for one more lap here in this one. Final heat race of the night, James. Simpson Race Products Heat 4. The winner of this one will start in position number 4.
Always good to see new race teams get involved. Trey Mills, they still has his family-owned team, but Brandon Caddo, right? Brandon Caddo, the owner of that car, Brandon Caddo Motorsports, the 59 car, and he's going to run through Speed Weeks with that team, and then back in his own. But they hope to maybe do some more Summer Nationals races, visit Eldora. And everybody wants to visit Eldora, right? Everybody wants to race it. I was talking to Chad Tootin about that. He said, yeah, you got some guy that'll get him a motor to go to Eldora. It's like, hey, bring it on, right?
Is he, I got him at 16 years old. Did he add another year? Is he up to 17
Got to be 16,
now?
yeah.
Is he up to 17 yet? I think he's just, I think 16.
Yeah, he was 6th in last year's Hunt the Front Super Deer Series points. Neutron Ag Solution start zone. Alberson and Moran in a turn 1.
A couple drivers that battled it out a lot last year on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, starting out at the front of the field of this one. Devin Moran going to get a slight advantage into 3 and 4. Garrett Alberson going to try to roll back down to the inside, but Devin Moran going to lead lap number 1. Garrett Alberson still right there behind, and a good battle back there for third. Let's go, Michael Leach.
Michael Leach, the Montana driver, the Lowenbro. 09, look at this, side by side with Blair. Off at turn 4. Moran leads Alberson. Blair back to 3rd. Good battle. How about the 09? His first time in a super late model, right?
No, he ran some last year.
Dawson Cook, the crew chief on that Longhorn Cornet. Dust rods.
No dust pods.
Not dust mods or dust pods.
That's right. That's right. There's Tim McCready running the 9 this year for Boom Briggs, a tribute to his father. Right now, McCready runs in the 5th spot. He is 1 spot out of a transfer. James 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. Devin Moran by 7/10 of a second out front over Garrett Alberson.
Moran's come close the last 2 years. Of course, he won the Crown Jewel Cup and the TV Challenge a year ago, adding another $30K to his portfolio for Roger Sellers. And that Double Down Motorsports car, Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Lazy Days RV 99, looking to start 4th. Moran, fantastic last year. He has 15 career wins in the Lucas Oil Series off at turn 4. Two more laps, he'll start 4th here tonight.
Much like the last heat race, that lead duo on the left side of your screen really stretched out their advantage over the battle for 3rd on the right side of your screen. On that battle for 3rd, Max Blair has it. Michael Leach trying to take it away. Barron's Performance 1 to go for the 99 at Devin Moran.
How about Michael Leach?
He's going to race his way in.
I don't believe any driver from the state of Montana has ever made a Lucas Oil race.
Well, he's about to change that. Checkered flag in the air, and it's going to be Devin Moran getting the win. Garrett Alberson 2nd, Max Blair 3rd, and Michael Leach races his way in. McCready, Whitener, Harris, Riggs, Mills, and McIntosh 5 through 10. So it's Leach 4th, Blair 3rd, Alberson 2nd, Devin Moran gonna get the win. That Cornet-powered Longhorn. He does have the Cornet in it. I looked here tonight. The Roger Sellers, Double Down Motorsports, Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Red Oak Pub, Car Source Auto, Millwood Plumbing, McHugh, Dodge Chrysler Jeep, Pee-wee's Wrecker Service, Phillips, CPA, Holland Haskell, sponsor number 99. For Devin Moran as he wins Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 4. All right, support classes coming up next. Don't go anywhere. It's the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series live right here on FloRacing.